as we are setting up for our next series, round number 3. Let's go. Some Brazilian on Brazilian action here, as spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Lightshade ALE, we have El Pato himself. Hailing from the land of Brazil, representing the CranKy Ducklings, we have the Zerg player, Erik. And spawning in the top left hand corner of Lightshade ALE, we have his opponent, the Brazilian Protoss, representing Eximius Gaming. We have Shakti. No predictions yet. We'll set up predictions for the semifinals and we'll see which one of these two players makes it to the semifinals. We've casted them plenty of times here. As a reminder, Shakti is the best Protoss player in all of Brazil. I can with confidence say he is the second best Protoss player in Latin America. Still a little bit overshadowed by Paco Mike. Paco Mike, he's also in this bracket fighting his countrymen, or these guys' countrymen. Paco Mike is going up against the Zerg Lord. Oh my, this drone, what do you have planned here? Show us that hatchery. Oh my god, in the main? Where is it? Put it somewhere, there it is. We have a proxy hatch. Oh my, so we had a pool first opening from Erik. We did see that Erik was holding a bunch of minerals and he did not go for his natural base. He has a proxy in the main base of Shakti and Shakti doesn't know. He has no idea. Oh, now he does. Now he sees what is his response. Mate, are you gonna pull some boys? He does. Gonna be a lot of lost mining time here. Meanwhile, at the same time, we have 6 leads that are gonna be rushing across the map to try and bust into the natural base. The Zealot's being chronoed out, and the problem is that this Zealot is most likely, going to leave and deal with this hatchery, which means the wall is wide open, people. This means that the Lings can slip in, so this probe has to wall off completely here with a pylon, with another gateway, with anything that he can. And right now, he's not doing it. Shakti, please. Okay, the Zealot, he comes back down. The wall is the wall. Meanwhile, the hatchery is getting close to finishing. The Lings... Ah! Please! Oh no! Okay. The wall is the wall. The Lings are slowly chipping away at the buildings. Shakti's on top of this 4 now. Oh my god. Shakti, please. He's playing with our hearts right now as the hatchery gets denied, but it gets replaced. And yo, the probes, they were sleeping on the job there for a moment. But there we go. Finally, they get on top of the hatchery. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Erik, he is, he's just chilling. He's expanding. He's joining up. He's actually looking to take his 3rd hatchery as well. This pressure, it's not really dedicated whatsoever. He can deny it whenever he wants. Meanwhile, oh my god, the Adept goes down. And with that, the Lings, they could potentially flood in. Thankfully, the Adept does come out on the correct side, on the left side of the wall, so Shakti should be able to clean up these Lings. More importantly, I believe that was not a kill, right? Oof, that was a cancel, thankfully. And Shakti defends, but at the cost of a lot of lost mining time, and at the cost of being forced to fully wall off here at the natural base. Can I see this? Ooh. As we can see, for the most part, the economy was in favor of Erik, and at the moment, Shakti is catching up, as we can see with the economy graph. But Erik, he's gonna get his 3rd hatchery up. He can focus on droning, and he doesn't have to worry about anything right now. He still has a drone in the main. He sees, hey, there's no tech, there's no Twilight Council, there's no Stargate. I have nothing to worry about. There's no reason for me not to just drone up. Even Warp Gate is delayed. Like, there was so much chaos and ensuing here in the main base of Shakti that he just kind of fell apart and he's behind in so many ways. Finally, a Stargate gets thrown down. 4 minutes into the game, usually the first Stargate unit is going across the map, whether it's a Void Ray or an Oracle, but we can see the Stargate isn't even done now. Because Shakti has to catch up, double Stargates get thrown down and Erik sees everything. He doesn't even have to use an Overlord. Mein Gott. And what is the plan from here? Meanwhile, there is an Adept across the map. Oh my god, 4 drones go down. That's actually a decent amount. I say 4, it was really 3. One of those drones was the one in the main base, so 3 drones did fall. We should have plenty of queens coming out here for Erik. We'll see what his response is going to be. His lair is a little bit late, so I imagine Hydra's going to be late. There's no shield battery! This gateway is going to go down. And with these things, he can try and focus down the follow-up building. Like, the wall is not going to be a wall for much longer. Force to warp in a couple more units. There we go, another pylon on the way. A kill, and now the Lings get in and get us around on the Adepts and the Zealots. These things shouldn't deal too much economic damage, but again, they're just wreaking havoc, right? They're just kind of making Shakti panic in a way. Not allowing him to feel comfortable in this game at all. The Lings actually keep going, oh my god. Okay. Thankfully, Erik doesn't overcommit, and there we go. The lair is on the way. It does feel like this lair could have been taken a little bit earlier, but of course Erik prioritized the Ling run by. Ooh, and with these Lings he's even able to delay this third base. He can even kill the probe. Yo, go get him. Up. Probe does get taken out. We do see Shakti committing to the Stargate, by the way, as he is getting +1 flyer attack, fleet beacon. Because he wasn't making any more void rays, it should be straight into carriers. There we go. 2 carriers are on the way. So, again, Shakti, he's trying to catch up because he's been behind so long this game. He's trying to skip a bunch of steps. This is very greedy. This is very risky, but, you know, high risk, high reward. And because Erik's lair is late, like, he's not attacking anytime soon, these 2 carriers should come out. And Shakti should be relatively safe. We'll see if Erik does anything crazy. Okay, not a Nidus. Next best thing, we see a Spire thrown down. So, Erik can approach this in a couple of different ways. He can go straight into Corruptors, and Corruptors do shut down carriers pretty hard, and there are no Void Rays to protect them. Or he can spice things up, get a mass amount of Mutas, and again, carriers and Void Rays on low, at low numbers, doesn't matter, mate. Mutas can shut them down, and then Mutas can just wreak havoc in every single mineral line. Oh my god. As the first Void Ray gets taken out by Queens, that should never happen. And that means there's even less anti-air to help protect these carriers. Carriers which are going across the map. I was like, yo, where are the carriers? 2 carriers are headed towards the third base. There are a decent amount of Queens here to defend. It should be fine, especially with this Spore to take down at least the Interceptors, but we'll see. We'll see how good the target fire is, as, oh my god, he actually goes for the carrier itself. We'll see if that's going to be worth it here, as the Interceptors are starting to focus down the Queens. The Queens are falling. That was the last transfuse, and, oh god. So far, only 1 Queen does go down. Forces a recall, though, as there's a massive Ling run back here at the third. And again, these are the risks you take. Shakti doesn't have a ground army. He lost his Void Ray earlier. He needs to recall with these carriers, otherwise he loses his third base. And he pretty much did, as 15 probes went down. It's a massive blow to the economy, and I love this. Let's go, Mutas are on the way. This means once the Mutas do deal with the carriers, they can focus on the ground army and focus down these disruptors. There are 4 carriers though, and I don't know if there are enough Mutas at the moment. As the carriers have revealed themselves, the Mutas don't turn around. They do not go for the carriers. Instead, they go straight into the main base. I love this decision. And recall was already used, so yeah, the carriers have to go all the way back home. Oh no. Part of me kind of wanted the carriers to commit and like attack across the map, but I mean, he knows that nothing shoots up. These Mutas are going to win the game. Disruptor goes down. Carriers are finally here. The Void Rays are going to get picked off because there are only 2 of them. Disruptor's going to get picked off. Oh, just barely manages to escape. And sure, the carriers keep Shakti in this game, but he's stuck at home. And now we see the switch into Corruptors. And again, because those 2 Void Rays were picked off, there's nothing to stop the Corruptors. The Corruptors have essentially free reign over the carriers, and Shakti's starting to go into Phoenixes? What? Oh no, Phoenixes are not what you want right now. Like, again, Erik isn't committing into these Mutas. These Mutas are the only Mutas that are going to be made in this game. Phoenixes are not going to help you right now. Void Rays are what you need. Unfortunately, Shakti, he's trying to deal with what's what's right in front of him, right? The problem at hand, which makes sense, but what he really needs to worry about is the follow-up. These corruptors. As the corruptors are going to show up, caustic spray down this third Nexus. The Nexus may be saved, but these carriers won't be. Oh my god, he actually commits to the Nexus. Oh my god, the Nexus does fall. Bold move, Erik. Bold move. He does back off, waits for the overcharge to run out, and if he wants to, he can just dive back in. Meanwhile, all the mutas were dealt with by these Phoenixes, so, I mean, Shakti did at least deal with the mutas, but right now, Erik, mate, there's no, just go forward. Go forth, dive on top of these carriers. There's only 4. And he wants to, but he has another wave of corruptors that are going to be coming out, so he does want to meet up with everything. Oh. Phoenixes get caught out. Oh my god. As one of the Phoenixes, the second Phoenix does get picked off. There should be some Void Rays now. There we go. 2 Void Rays show up. Are 2 Void Rays going to be enough? Not at all. Erik dives in. He's going to be able to focus down the Void Rays. Never mind. Focus down the carriers as the first goes down. The second. The third. And the final carrier. GG gets called. And Erik takes game number 1. Wow. The your mama jokes are better than for sure's normal jokes. True. Darking asking, is it a challenge if both casters speak Spanish? It still can be. It still can be. But yeah, for those wondering, shout out to some drunk Canadian. He also recently started running his own tournaments. He recently started casting as well. So give him plenty of love. He does a lot for the StarCraft scene, both, you know, on his channel, even outside of it. He does also help sponsor some events. He does help fund some tournaments run by other organizers in OSC or partnered with OSC. So yeah, massive shout out to some drunk Canadian. And Erik was in complete control of that game. He was just dictating the pace of everything there. It was very impressive to see. Unfortunately, because of the opening, Shakti was just kind of behind the entire time. Oh, can I set the flags? Ooh, just in time. And we'll see if Shakti can come back from this. As we are diving in to the largest map in the map pool. Let's go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the Brazilian Zerg player. He is red, representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Erik. Already up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. And spawning in the top left hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the best Protoss player in all of Brazil, representing Extremius Gaming. It is Shakti. Drone moving out across the map. This time the hatchery is at home. Erik scouting? Question mark? Oh no, he's just going for a fast third hatchery. Oh my, very greedy. Never mind. I was trying to figure, what is this drone doing? What is happening right now? Erik, he's not going for his gas. He's not going for his spawning pool. I think he wants to throw down another hatchery across the map. Yeah, he's going for it. He's doing it. Oh, can he get the block? Can he get the block? Up. He gets the block. Erik being so annoying here at the natural of Shakti as the hatchery goes down, forces a bunch of probes off the line, and delays the Nexus. Dirty. There we go. Spawning pool finally gets thrown down. Obviously, this means that Erik, his gases are going to be very late, but that won't matter if, you know, Shakti doesn't get a natural. Oh boy. And yeah, here we go. A lot of lost mining time here as we can... Oh, never mind. I was about to show the resource income graph, but we do not have WCS Game Heart for this game, unfortunately. So we just have to take my word on it. Oh, ooh, cancel just in time. Can he block it again? He's just, again, just being as annoying as possible. Like, this is... As a Zerg player, this feels good because so often we see, oh, as he's about to lose his drone, oh, Jesus Christ, just barely keeps it alive on 1 HP. The Nexus of Shakti finally goes down. And we'll see if Erik has many more plans with this drone. Ooh, almost messes up his pathing. Meanwhile, the gases still have not been taken here by Erik. I'd be surprised if he throws down another hatchery. Show me that third. Like, he's got the money for it if he wants to. If he wants to throw down a hatchery, he's got 400 minerals. But there we go. Instead, he takes both of his gases in his natural base, so he's going to catch up. And I don't think this is anywhere near as bad as game number 1. Game number 1, there was chaos all over the place. Shakti was struggling to deal with like hatcheries, and there were lings pushing in. This time, I do think that he's had a much easier time. Lings are coming across the map, but we already have an adept and a zealot. Like, I mean, Shakti is perfectly fine. Erik did keep his drone alive long enough to scout, and he sees the Stargate opening. He's being, again, very annoying with this drone. But the drone will eventually go down. And we'll see if a second Stargate gets thrown down. Oh my god, this drone. What is happening right now? How is this drone still alive? One more. Finally. Jesus Christ. And yeah, very interesting opener here by Erik. He actually delayed his third base by quite a bit. Instead, focused on droning up his 2 bases and getting his gases up and running. I guess it makes sense. Like, what value does the third hatchery really have when, again, you delayed your own natural for so long and you're kind of struggling with income? So yeah, instead he focuses on saturating his 2 bases. There we go. We have a Roach Warren being thrown down. Interesting. Oh my god. And yeah, Shakti is going for a Twilight Council. I imagine there it is, Glaives after the Void Ray. So thankfully, because of this, because it's such a common opener, Roach Warrens are pretty standard in this matchup after the initial Stargate, just because you don't know if it's going to be a commitment into Stargate units or a switch into a ground-focused army. So Erik is getting ready for that. He doesn't know what's coming his way though. He needs to scout again. He's sending out lings, like feeler lings across the map. He will scout the third Nexus, but that should be all he sees. As he does confirm the third. So he knows that there's no all-in coming. At least he knows that. So he should be feeling a little bit safe to tech up and drone up. There we go. Lairs on the way. He hasn't really droned up his third base though, which is a little bit surprising to me. We do have a pretty decent army coming out. There are plenty of queens as well. Yo, is he looking to march across the map? We have another queen on the way, and it seems like that's going to be the case here. There we go. The waddle is starting. Let's go. Queens are heading towards the north. Lings are heading as well. Gonna scout out ahead of time. Roaches are on the way. So we have a massive all-in coming here from Erik. Again, that third hatchery, how late it was and the lack of drones was a little bit suspicious. And now we know why. It's because he was going for that big queen push. And this is scary because, again, adepts aren't ideal against queens and roaches, but they're going to be missing each other. There we go. The adepts have finally been revealed. Does Erik turn around? No, he does not. He's committed. We're going to end up in a really weird situation here. And these adepts are going to deal a lot of damage. Drones are going to be falling. There are not enough roaches here at home to defend. At the same time, Erik is committed to push out across the map. So we're going to end up in a weird base trade. Oh my god, and all these drones. So what's dangerous is that Erik is going to lose a lot more workers faster. Meanwhile, this army is pretty strong here, but there we go, shield batteries are being thrown down. The longer it takes for Erik to push into the natural, the worse it is for Erik. Erik needs to go. Because he's kind of wasting time at the third base, these shield batteries are going to finish up, overcharge is going to be available, and Shakti is looking really good right now. Meanwhile, the Adepts are still dealing a lot of damage. They're finally being kind of cleaned up a little bit, but they're headed towards the third base. Oh no, they commit to the shade though. They don't get to the third. Meanwhile, Cyber Core gets taken out. No more Adepts, no more Stalkers. Ooh, the Biles connect with Stalkers as well. Meanwhile, the first Void Ray goes down. A little bit of Miss Micro here. This Void Ray should be fighting in range of the Overcharge, but it's not. The Void Rays all go down, and now the Overcharge is being biled. Oh, but Shakti does recall home with his entire army. All the Adepts are back home to defend. And with this, Shakti should be able to clean this up. And now we have to kind of take stock at everything, and Erik is not in a good place. He has 17 drones. He has 1 drone here in the main, 16 here at the third, and that is all Erik has. He's in a disastrous position here. Meanwhile, again, Shakti, he was able to keep the majority of his workers alive because he evacuated the third base. He got all the drones here, all the probes here into the natural. So Shakti is honestly looking really good right now. Erik has to claw his way back in, and we'll see if he can pull it off. Because he was able to deal a lot. Like, what's important is that Erik killed the Cyber Core. The Cyber Core is being remade. It just finished, actually. And because of that, that delayed a counterattack for so long here. Shakti is throwing down more gateways, though. And I feel like the next time Shakti pushes out, Erik is going to have a very hard time defending. I say very hard time because it's not impossible. As Erik does push away these Adepts. Does he commit to the shade? There are roaches waiting. No, Shakti does not commit to the shade. And Erik is just taking this opportunity to drone up as best as possible. He was at 17 drones a moment ago. Now he's up to 45. Like, he's slowly closing this gap. And if he is able to do so, again, the third base is still not done for Shakti. Erik can get back into this. Again, it's going to be hard, but yeah. He's only up against gateway units. Finally, we have a robo on the way. +1 is on the way. And Erik, with this scout, he will confirm that there is a third nexus. Oh no, this is a bad loss here for Erik. Erik is going to lose all these roaches. As Shakti can just chase all of this down with his blinks. Oh god. A loss that Erik could not afford. And now Shakti is fully saturated on 3 bases. After cleaning up all of those roaches, he can just go across the map. Erik knows this. He knows he's in a really vulnerable place right now, so he makes as many roaches as possible. Can Erik hold at home? +1 is about to finish. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Shakti, he's deep on creep. He's got his Adepts. He's got his Stalkers. He shouldn't commit to this shade. But again, he sees the army and he should look at this and be like, yo, you don't have that much. I can take this. Instead, I understand him. He's feeling a little bit shaky right now. He's like, oh my god, I'm still up against Erik. I don't really want to commit here. Pokes in a little bit. Really, he was waiting for his War Prism. Now with the War Prism, he's able to warp in another wave of Stalkers. Looking to overwhelm Erik right now. I'm waiting for the moment when Shakti just decides to aggressively blink on top of the army. The rocks are buying a little bit of time for Erik. Oh no, Erik's supply blocked. Oh no, never mind. He just made 3 overlords. Okay. Where are the roaches though? Erik, he's trying to hold on here as best he can. He's actually going for a counterattack at the same time. The ball's on Erik, mate. I would never think to counterattack right now. I would think, yo, I need everything at home. But these roaches are actually going to deal damage at home. They distract Shakti. They force a warp in defensively instead of across the map. Erik, can he do this? Can he hold? He dives in. More Biles are going to be landing. There it is. There's the aggressive blink forward. Shakti realizes, yo, mate, you barely have anything here at home. So many Ravagers fall for Erik. Because here comes another reinforcing wave for Shakti. I don't see Erik holding here. Shakti's giving him time, but not too much time. Oh, show me them blinks. Again, Shakti is playing this so carefully, which I understand, right? You want to be careful against someone like Erik, someone of the caliber of Erik, but like, you don't want to give him too much time, you know? Like, mate, just go for it. Still, he's trading as best he can, slowly blinking back, taking his time. Disruptors are on the way. Disruptors are going to close this out. Fourth base is done. It's almost fully saturated. Shakti's just securing his win here. And, I mean, eventually Erik is just going to be overwhelmed. He should be. +1 is about to finish up for Erik, but at the same time, there are just so many Blink Stalkers here. Roach Ravager isn't ideal against it. Here we go. We have another run by, I guess, for Erik. So it's kind of being annoying, I guess. He's sending another harassing force here on the left-hand side of the map. The shot goes off, misses. Oh, can he get it? And, oh, yo, if he catches this disruptor, oh my god, Erik, please, Erik, no! Ah, he walks past the disruptor. Which I understand, right? He's harassing, that's his main priority, but here comes the disruptors of Shakti. He does find a connection. Finally, we see the aggressive blink forward. Shakti is going to be able to clean up this entire army of Erik. At the same time, Erik is harassing across the map. But it doesn't really matter, mate. Like, Shakti's army is just so big and so strong. He will be able to clean this up, push into the natural. The base trade at the start of the game did go in Shakti's favor. GG gets called, and we are tied up 1-1. Shakti is doing it. He's bringing it back. Can he take the entire series? It's possible. Erik put himself in that position, by the way. He went for the big all-in. He went for that massive Roach Ravager all-in. And against Glaive Adepts, as we saw, Glaive Adepts are just faster. Erik wasted so much time at that third Nexus. Gave Shakti so much time to defend at the natural. And even though Erik did deal some damage, like he killed the Nexus, like sure he killed some tech, it just wasn't enough. He just lost so many drones. And now, this is it. This is how it all ends. We're in the ace match. One of these two players moves on to the semis. The other gets knocked out of the tournament. Who is it going to be? Meanwhile, oh my god, we actually got an update. I'm so surprised. Congratulations to the Zerglord. Fidnantok, if you're in the chat, I'm sorry. And I mean, to be fair, I'm a fan of him as well. And it feels bad, man. Paco Mike got taken down by the Zerglord. 2-0. 2-0. That's crazy. Paco Mike not feeling it today. I don't know. We expect more from him. He's a champion of these weekly tournaments. But Paco Mike, one of the favorites, gets taken out. And now the winner of this series goes up against the Zerglord, another Brazilian player. And we'll see who it's going to be. Because spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the CranKy Duckling himself. The recently crowned second best player in Latino America. Ooh, going for a 15 pool. Interesting. We have the Brazilian Zerg, Erik. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the Brazilian Protoss player. He is blue, representing Eximius Gaming, the best Protoss player in Brazil. One of the best in all of Latin America. We have Shakti. Very aggressive opener here from Erik. For those wondering, he did go for a 15 pool opening. He also went for an early gas. Going for a hatch block as well. He's just pulling out all the stops, mate. He's denying the Nexus. He's delaying Shakti. What's important, Shakti did probe scout. He saw the early pull. He should realize what's going on. He should know that Lings are going to be rushing across the map. Now we'll see if Erik goes for Ling Speed and Ling Floods, or if he goes for a Roach Warren after this. Ling Speed would make the most sense. Maybe even a Baleen Nest. Meanwhile, we do have Shakti. He's going to be dealing with this Nexus, which is great, but the Lings are coming across the map. They're looking to try and get past this wall. Oh my god, he knows the situation he's in. Forces to cancel. Second Zealot is on the way. And Ling's speed is being researched. Again, Erik being very aggressive here. Oh my god, he actually doesn't finish off this probe. There we go. Turns around, deals with the probe. Lings are coming in. The wall is not a wall. We have another hatchery here in the main base. Does force another cancel. The Lings do get into the natural. Oh, but there are not enough Lings. You know why? These Lings were delayed. They were stuck auto-attacking that probe. If all 6 Lings were across the map, then he probably could have fought this Zealot and maybe killed the pylon. But they were distracted, and now Erik gets forced back. Ooh, less than ideal start here from Erik. Erik, I'm sure he wanted to snowball a little bit, but Shakti was able to defend well enough. Oh my god, drone please. So Shakti's honestly looking pretty good right now. Sure, the Nexus was delayed. Sure, Warp Gate is delayed. The gases were delayed. Forced to make 2 Zealots, but he's alive. And he didn't take much economic damage at all. Like, it's not bad, especially because Erik's own natural was delayed so heavily. We do see Ling's speed finishes up, but Erik isn't going to be able to do much with it. He has map control, which is great, but that's about it. He can't really break in. There's 2 Zealots here. Lings, they confirm that. Sure, they can be a little bit annoying here and there, but not much else. Really, they're just kind of keeping Shakti in check. Meanwhile, what's important is that this Overlord is going into the main base, and Erik should see the Stargate. And there it is. Erik does see the Stargate. He also sees the Void Ray that's going to be coming out of it. Meanwhile, Erik at home, he should be preparing. How do you prepare for Void Rays? Mate, just make all them queens. Queens are going to be on the way. Meanwhile, ooh, we have a couple of other updates in the bracket. Exclamation mark B in the chat, by the way, if you want to have a look at that bracket. Jim Rising, 2 owed eggs in that ZVZ, and Jim Rising is our second semi-finalist of the day, joining the Zerglord. We will, of course, cast both semi-finals here in Copa Hyperion. Oh boy. And Shakti goes for a relatively early 3rd base. It does get scattered by Erik, so Erik is going to want to do something about this. You can make a wave of Lings and then just rush across the map and try and deny it. Or, you know, Erik could try and hit it later on, as at the moment he is still setting up and preparing for those Void Rays. We got Spores being thrown down in the main at the 3rd, plenty of Queens coming out. And at the moment, his Larvae are focused on droning. Oh my, and actually throws down a Roach Warren. Oh, that's an unfortunate queen. The queen is gonna go down. Unless we see a transfuse in time. Oh, yo, the Voider was distracted. Shakti, he did see the Lings coming across the map. These Lings, they shouldn't deal too much, honestly. There's a Zealot already, and an Adept. Oh, gets surrounded on the Adept. Can he get it? Up. Looks like he will not. Oh my, 1 shot away. The Adept survives. Meanwhile, the Void Ray does turn back around. Unfortunately, the Void Ray does have Overlord kills. Wasn't able to kill that Queen earlier. Does get pushed away. Ooh, Erik with a really big supply block here. 4 Overlords being thrown down. Oh, feels bad, man. I mean, that's what happens against Void Ray openings. You lose your Overlords, and things just kind of get worse from there. And we see a massive wave of Lings coming out here. These Lings, their goal is to try and take down this 3rd. We'll see if he can. It's kind of ambitious. It's a little bit late as well. The shield battery's done. Overcharge is available. Force fields are available. It's going to be really hard to take this out. Not impossible, but we'll see if Erik can pull it off. These things, they got a big mission ahead of them. Wait, as the Lings do, they get across the map. Oh, they try to get us around on the sentries, but they don't get the sentries. And the wall is solid at the natural as well. These Lings, they don't really get anything done here. They do scout though, but was it worth all these Lings? Not really, when they could have been drones. As Erik is getting another base, we see upgrades are finally on the way. His lair was a little bit late, and we'll see how things go from here. I mean, right now, Erik is kind of being left alone. This Void Ray hasn't been as active as he otherwise could have been, so the creep spread is pretty decent. The fourth base is going up. Things aren't looking too bad here for Erik. Lings come back in. Oh. Force a cancel on the cannon. It's something. He does confirm that Stalkers are on the way as well. He knows that it's not a double Stargate opening. He knows that there aren't more Void Rays coming out or a carrier or anything like that. It is ground focused. So going for Roach Ravager like this makes a lot of sense. Roach Ravager, Ling Bane. I would imagine eventually Erik wants to go into Lurkers, right? Lurkers would make the most sense to me. He is going towards that Infestation Pit. This could just be for Vipers. We'll see if at some point he throws down a Hydra then. As he does get into the main base, he sees all of the gateways. There we go, he sees the gateways. Sees more gateways. He's a Robo. So he knows it's going to be a very heavy Stalker aggression here. Blink Stalker. He's going across the map, and I think Erik missed the army. And this is scary. He needs to focus. Oh my god, the Lings, they get in though. Does he force a recall? The Lings get into the natural base. Force the probes all off the line. Shakti, he's frozen. What does he do? Does he pull back? Does he do nothing? He pushes forward. He pushes into creep. Forces a warp in back at home. The Lings will be cleaned up. And now, what does Erik do? He has a lot of Banelings on the way. He has a decent amount of Roach Ravager. He can buy a little bit of time here for... Oh my god, the Biles land. They do connect with the Void Ray. And the Void Ray does fall. Banelings are done. Can they get the connections they need? Blinks are decent, but honestly, there's not that many. There's not that many Stalkers here. And it looks like the Warp Prism will be biled down. But are there too many Stalkers? We'll find out. Right now, they're taking a lot of time to take down these Ravagers. They will focus down the Ravagers, but Erik is buying a lot of time to get away with Lings. And it looks like without the Warp Prism, Shakti cannot reinforce. GG gets called. And Erik takes the series 2-1. Oh my god. Things looking very scary there. It looked like Shakti could maybe overwhelm Erik, and he almost did. But that Warp Prism being sniped, and also forcing a warp in at home as well instead of across the map, that was key there for Erik to take that win. GG. Congratulations, Erik. He moves on to face his countrymen. His raceman? He moves on to face the Zerg Lord. Another Brazilian Zerg player. And honestly, I don't think I've been able to cast Erik versus the Zerg Lord before. We've casted plenty of Erik and plenty of the Zerg Lord on this channel, and plenty of Shakti as well, but Erik versus the Zerg Lord, it's a matchup that here on the CranKy Ducklings at least we don't get to see too often.